So there are a lot of different skills that we pick up over the course of our lives, depending on our situations and circumstances, that help us deal with the various experiences that we have. Some people develop skills in the kitchen. Some people learn social skills that help them make friends more quickly. And other people figure out things like how to jumpstart their cars. But there is one skill that I think is really underrated that a lot of people don't do, that I think everybody should try at least some point in their lives. And that is learning how to defend yourself. So the term self-defense means a countermeasure that involves defending oneself, one's property, or the well-being of somebody else from harm. And notice how that definition doesn't necessarily imply martial arts specifically, even though the terms are often used interchangeably and synonymously. And the term is most often applied towards, focused towards women and protecting themselves from sexual assault. So, and the reason for that is from some really scary statistics that I found, that according to the Fredericton Sexual Assault Crisis Center and the Rape, Abuse, Incest National Network, some really scary numbers here, a woman is sexually assaulted every 2 minutes in America, meaning equating to roughly about 240,000 per year. Now that's in America, but those numbers are comparable even here in Canada. There's about 1,400 sexual assaults per day in Canada, and rape occurs every 17 minutes in our country. So that's some pretty scary numbers. And even scarier for post-secondary people, 1 out of every 4 college students will suffer an attempt at rape at some point in their lives, in their college careers. So those are some pretty scary numbers. And those numbers by themselves should be enough to encourage people to take a self-defense course. But the real question that some people argue is whether or not this is effective or not. One of the commonly used ideas is to just, if an assault occurs, to just let it happen, because you save yourselves further potential injury, because your attacker may get more violent. And other people may claim to not have the time to learn a self-defense, to take a self-defense course. But that couldn't be further from the truth. A really interesting fact is 86% of women who came under a sexual assault were either able to prevent the attack or escape it by resisting or fighting back. And that was all-encompassing and was not just specifically isolated towards people who have taken a self-defense course. And a real cool study that I found was from, at the University of Oregon, a sociologist by the name of Jocelyn Hollander did a study that involved 286 women, 117 of which took a 30-hour self-defense course. 30 hours isn't a lot of time, if you really think about it. It seems like a lot, but when you break it down over a day-to-day basis, it's not. And she did a follow-up year study, and this is a graph. This graph here shows a comparison as to between the women who took a self-defense course and the ones who didn't. And as you can see, the people in red were the ones who didn't, and the differences between the ones that suffered sexual assault and even rape are significantly less than the ones who took a 30-hour defense course. And these and self-defense isn't necessarily a difficult thing. Some people may think that it's really hard and complicated, but really you only need to learn like 1 or 2 simple moves in order to give yourself at least a chance of fighting back against your attacker. For example, like you could come up here, something as simple as getting out of a wrist hold or something like that. So if you just grab here. So say somebody comes up and does this. A really simple way of breaking out of this that seems a lot more complicated than it is just a quick little move. And if you do something like that, you can break your attacker's arm with that move. And that is really simple. You can learn how to do that in 5 minutes. And that in and of itself can greatly increase your chance of defending yourself. And it's not just women that this can be applied to. A lot of people, even though women is obviously, based on their sexual assault numbers, some very strongly encouraged to do so, this also encompasses men as well, and their day-to-day lives, because men suffer a lot from bullying or just basically masculinity challenges. And it's not just self-defense benefits that involve, there are other benefits that are involved in taking a self-defense course as well. Benefits such as social skills, because these courses involve one-on-one work. You learn how to make friends with new people that you've never met before. You also get the challenge of learning something new that you've never done before, trying out, figuring out how your body moves. It's great exercise, very, very, very good for staying in shape. But the most important one that I find is that you build confidence. Learning how to defend yourselves empowers you with a sense of self-respect and confidence that you can't gain somewhere else. And that in and of itself can open up so many doors in your lives. I myself am a red belt in Taekwondo. I have taken martial arts seriously for a while, and I can testify and attest that doing so has made drastic improvements and changes in my life compared to what I was before. And so I strongly encourage everybody, anywhere, at some point in time, to take a self-defense course.